Okay, this is a response video in a sense to um, the video "John McCain Can't Buy My Vote for 20 Million" by Right-Wing Housewife. And I had a kind of exchange with her in which I said, discuss McCain's record versus Hayworth's record. And this is what she responded to me by saying McCain $850 billion in 1 year alone and failed stimulus bills that are Democrat slash union slush funds. Do the math. Oh, and the $2.6 trillion for amnesty bill we can't afford, let alone the American jobs lost. JD was cleared of Abramoff. Good college try though. You must be too young to remember. Keating 5. McCain covered up. You need more citizen education. Let's normalize all illegal alien felons too. No thanks, John McCain. Okay, so let me first say that if you look at my channel, what I stand for, I too oppose McCain-Kennedy, the comprehensive immigration reform bill. And the reason I oppose it is because it has a guest worker program, which I think would do more harm than good. And I think that the penalty for illegals was too soft. But let's oppose it based on fact, not on fiction. And JD's claim that it is a $2.6 trillion amnesty bill simply was a lie. And it has been called a lie by both national sources and I believe there was a Tucson newspaper that called it false as well. So let's oppose McCain-Kennedy based on fact, not on lies and fiction from the Hayworth campaign. Now let's go on to the next issue, which is the issue of the $850 billion stimulus. Now I don't know, I know that I'm not exactly sure what stimulus you're talking about. I do know that John McCain voted for the bank bailout. Perhaps that's what you mean. I'm not sure. That was a tough call. There was a tough call to be made either way. And I mean, personally, I believe that to continue to allow currency to flow freely, I believe that a bank bailout was necessary. But let's talk about a quote-unquote stimulus, which was not necessary, the $787 billion stimulus that Barack Obama passed in the beginning of his presidency, which John McCain not only voted against, but led the fight against and fought for tax cuts instead of a $787 billion spending proposal. So actually, I don't know exactly what you mean on that front. I think you're referring to the bailout, which is separate from a stimulus, because a bailout might have been necessary, whereas a stimulus certainly was not. Now you accuse me. I find it interesting how you accuse me of trying to link J.D. Hayworth to Jack Abramoff as a quote-unquote college try. And then you go on to say something about, you say that he was cleared of the charges, but that then you bring up the Keating 5, in which case John McCain was simply slapped on the wrist by a Senate committee. He was found of poor ethical judgment, but he was not found of any wrongdoing. So actually, if J.D. Hayworth's link to Abramoff is not legitimate, then McCain's Keating 5 is also not legitimate. Now, the reason I believe that Hayworth's connection to Jack Abramoff is legitimate is the fact that not only did he take money, he accepted money from Jack Abramoff, but also that he did not give the money back when other politicians who were associated with Mr. Abramoff did. And, after the Keating 5 is really, in my view, an educational experience for Senator McCain, because he afterwards has led the fight against the special interest and against wrongdoing in Congress. And I think that he learned something from the Keating 5, whereas J.D. Hayworth did not learn anything from Jack Abramoff. In fact, he has furthered his own career for himself. And you said that I need an education, but I think that before you go and attack me for needing an education, I think you should look at all the facts and determine that JD is nothing more than a corrupt, big spending politician. Now, if you look at my channel more, if you look at more of my videos, you'll see why I make the case for Senator McCain. Not in one video did I call him a true conservative. nor did I say that he has a perfect record. In my view, he certainly is a little bit too far to the left for my view, for where I stand on the issues. But I certainly believe that he has been an effective senator. And I think that for the sake of our national security, he needs to be reelected. JD, stands for itself. Don Imus perhaps said it best. He's a phony. Don Imus called him an idiot. And I think on that, Don is 100% correct. I appreciate, somebody standing up, even if it's not for my view, and I hope to see you on the Romney 2012 campaign.